Hey guys, happy Tuesday. I should just stop saying what day of the week it is because it's irrelevant to me, but for some reason I feel like it's a relevant piece of information. Anyways, I just curled my hair because I felt like it and I am kind of cleaning up the apartment, so I decided I would vlog because I have a few exciting things happening today. I'm going to pick up my piano from Facebook Marketplace. I found the exact piano I wanted used, and the guy is selling it for $170 for the piano stand, and the outlet plug, because apparently that piano doesn't come with an outlet plug even off of Amazon or whatever. So it's $170 for all of that used, when if I bought all of that new it would be $270, so I'm saving $100, so I'm really happy about that. And I am getting ready to go to that, but before I do that I need to kind of start cleaning up the apartment, because tonight Kim is coming over to my house for a girls' night, and I love hosting people and I haven't done that in so long because I get a little bit extra when I host and I get a little bit overwhelmed. But last night I made homemade tapioca pearls, or boba, using this purple sweet potato. It's I'm not sure if it's exactly taro, but it tastes very similar. Ow, boba. Why? Anyway, so I made that and this homemade jasmine milk tea that I used to make all the time back in college, and I haven't made it in a while. But tonight I'm going to have that, as well as my bulgogi fried rice that I like making, and I'm going to make that for Kim, as well as some dumplings, and then we're going to have the bubble tea. So it's going to be a fun little night, and we're going to watch Outer Banks because that is a show we've been watching for a while now. And before that though, I wanted to kind of have a nice day, kind of a little bit of a birthday celebration, belated one kind of, but we've been meaning to clean the apartment for a while, but Oliver just got his second shot the other day, so he wasn't feeling very good, and we haven't really done it yet. So he's still sleeping because he worked an overnight a few days ago, and it's 1 o'clock almost now, and I have to leave at 1:30, so I'm hoping he wakes up because I don't want to go alone. I might actually go wake him up in a minute, but in the meantime I threw the couch cover into the washing machine because it was really dirty, and then I'm going to wash the throw blankets as well because Boba just makes everything really dirty. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to quickly clean the bathroom so that we can vacuum the whole house. I also need to kind of clean up the kitchen, put away the clean dishes and stuff so that we can wipe down the counters really quick before we vacuum, but I might just do that when I get home. I do not want to be late. This guy said 2 o'clock sharp, so, and he's putting the piano outside and plugging it in for me so I can test it out and make sure everything works right. So I'm trying to get everything done that I can. But in terms of why I curled my hair, not only is it because I'm kind of doing a birthday celebration, belated whatever today, but it's also because lately I've just been feeling very meh. I realized that when I was in my job, I just stopped doing things that I enjoyed doing, doing makeup for fun sometimes, or curling my hair for fun, or dressing up. I used to love dressing up. I was super into thrifting, which I still am. I just don't really go that often anymore, but really into thrifting, making outfits, whatever. So I decided I'm going to start doing that again and actually trying, because I enjoy it and it makes me happy, so why wouldn't I do that? So I am going to curl my hair today, potentially do my makeup when I get back, and then get dressed in something somewhat cute for tonight, but also comfy because we're going to be watching TV and stuff, and I'm going to be cooking a lot. But after I get back, I wanted to go through these journal prompt exercises that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I know I've mentioned them in past videos, but I'm going to actually sit down today, fill them out, and then talk to you guys about them. So if you're interested in hearing about that, then make sure you stay tuned for that. But for now, we're going to do a quick cleanup and finish getting ready, and then head out to go get our piano. Bathroom is clean and all ready, besides the floor, which I don't know if you see that huge hairball on the ground, but it is my hair on the ground. If you didn't see my video talking about my burnout update and how my symptoms have been of burnout, make sure to check that out up here. But I kind of talk a little bit about my hair still falling out and how that's all going. But it's all good. We just pick it up, a vacuum, and we're good to go, I guess, right? But I am all ready to go now. I did wake up Oliver and he said he would come, so he's still sleeping, but we still have like 20 minutes, 25 minutes till we need to leave. But I am going to eat something, I think, because I've not eaten any breakfast yet. And it's 1:15, so. Hi.
Gets here, I'm gonna tell him to go around. He walks up, I'm gonna say this, and then when you get there, you tell him to go around. I'll tell him over here, I'll roll down the window, and when he gets here, I'll roll it back up. I'll tell him this side, and then what we'll do is you'll crawl in the back, we'll open up that back window, and then we'll shut it, and then we'll climb out here finally and just grab it. Deal? No or yes?
No.
We can make a YouTube video.
You're ridiculous.
No, seriously, make a YouTube video trolling the Chick-fil-A. That's actually genius. Hello, yes. Thank you so much. Is it both of these?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Man, I could be popping up. I could be the next Wilsonator by now.
Okay, so we just got home. We've acquired the piano, so I'm gonna try to set it up now because I'm heating up my French fries. Okay, so it is officially 3:40. We have the piano here. It works, we're good. Now I just need to learn how to play again. But I'm looking at piano apps right now because I know there were some like great ones for learning that I've heard about, but there's so many options, so I don't know. I'm looking at Flow Key, which looks potentially helpful, and like I can put my iPad up on there, so that would be nice, but I don't know. I'm gonna look into this later. I might just download this one so I can look into it later and then we'll see. But it is almost 4 and I need to leave here at like 5:30, 5:45 to go pick up the keys for a cat sitting job that I'm starting tomorrow for Lainey. Before that, I want to finish cleaning up the kitchen and then do that journaling exercises that I wanted to do. So I have like 2 hours, which is plenty of time. And I know we're gonna vacuum, but I think Oliver might vacuum and then maybe I'll mop. I'm not sure, but we need to vacuum and mop really, really bad. So as much as I want to sit here and play with this for a while, I am going to not do that, and I'm gonna go do the stuff that I need to get done, do the journaling prompts, because I think that will be nice for me to do and will put me in a good mood. But other than that, don't really have much else to update on except that the purchase went well and we got Chick-fil-A and it was very good. This piano stand's a little bit like wobbly. It's not the most sound stand, but it holds it up. It's just like when I'm playing it moves a bit, but I think for now it's fine because either way I still got a great deal on this piano. Even if I end up buying a new music stand, like it's still in really good condition and I saved like $100, so I don't really have anything to complain about. That's pretty much it. So I am going to finish up with my chores now. I really just want to take a break for like 5 minutes and then I'm gonna do my chores, but I need to flip the laundry and put those throw blankets in because my couch cover is officially clean. And then once I get back from picking up the keys for the cat sitting job, I need to start cooking like immediately. So gotta hurry up and get stuff done.
Go ahead.
I don't remember it. So I just picked up the keys, so I'm all ready to start cat sitting tomorrow. I'm on my phone because I forgot my camera and I meant to update you guys while I was going there, but I just now am heading home, and it was so sweet. They invited me up for a little glass of wine, and their wedding is this week, or like on this weekend. So now I am heading home, rushing because I hung out there a little too long because I was like talking and got distracted. Anyways, I am heading home now to cook dinner for me and Kim because she is expecting a nice hot meal. We got our dumplings, our fried rice, our wine. How is it, Kim? A+.
Best thing I've ever tasted. It's so good. So good.
Oh.
How was it, Boba?
That was like, bye, I'm done.
Okay. Oh my god, Paige.
Okay.
You're actually a chef.
Yay, I'm glad you like it.
I do want to marry you.
Just for the food.
Yeah, just so I can have food made for me, bruh.
I'm pretty good at cooking.
That wouldn't have to make me the male, though. Like, I don't know how I feel about that.
You'd have to be the masculine one in the relationship.
I know. It'd just be like...
Happy Wednesday. It's starting to actually kind of feel like the day of the week that it is for me, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm here with little Lainey. Hi, Lainey. Hi. Hi. What is that? Anyways, I just got here a little bit ago. I'm gonna stay for a couple of hours, and then I am going to head back home, eat some lunch, and then, hi, Lainey. Oh, she's gonna come with me in my lap. Hi. I'm gonna hang out here for a few hours. I might edit some of the video that I'm posting tomorrow, and then I am going to head back home, eat some lunch, and then I'll be back over here later tonight. So it's a very gloomy day out today, which is all right, but it literally looks like nighttime. It's really weird. I don't know if you can see how gloomy that is, but it is so gloomy. Last night with Kim was so much fun. Like, that was such a good night. I'm so glad we did that, and Outer Banks is so good. If you haven't watched it yet, you really gotta watch it because it had me yelling. So I just got a request for another job later this month, and I'm going to head over there tomorrow for a meet and greet with them to meet their 2 cats, and I'm really excited about that. And I just love cat sitting. Like, yesterday was such a good day. Quick little anecdote. I was telling my friend Tina about my day yesterday and just saying like how I had a really good day because I had kind of like a weird few days before yesterday. So I was really happy that yesterday was like a good day overall. And I don't know, I was just like explaining my day to her. I was like, yeah, like I woke up, went and got my piano with Oliver. Like, we got Chick-fil-A, we went home, then we like cleaned together, and then I went over to pick up the keys to watch Lainey, and I had like a glass of wine with Lindley and her husband, and it was just like such a nice wholesome day. And then I ended it by hanging out with Kim, and it was so nice. And I was telling that to Tina, and she was like, can you imagine telling that to yourself 6 months ago when you were in your 9-to-5 job? Like, would you have believed that? And I was like, no, I definitely would not have believed that. I would have been like, yeah, right, that's a joke. There's no way that I'm literally not working 8 to 9 to 10 hours a day at my desk, hanging out with my husband during the day, doing my job of cat sitting and like meeting really sweet people around DC. Like, I just wouldn't have believed it. I would not have believed it. So now I have something to remind myself whenever I'm having any type of rough day that 6 months ago, everything was a lot more rough than it is now. I'm really grateful that I'm able to do this, even though I'm making way less money. Probably already mentioned it, but if you haven't seen that, check out my financial update because I am definitely making way less money, but it has been just so much more relaxing, and I'm able to kind of just figure out what I want to do with my life and just what I want. I don't know. I just feel like I was in such a bad rut and I just couldn't even think clearly, and this has been such a nice time for me to like actually process what I want, which reminds me, those journal prompts I was telling you guys about yesterday, I need to do those. So I think today I'm going to clear out my emails because I have a few emails I need to respond to and other ones I need to like delete and stuff because I like to keep like inbox very close to zero. Whatever's in my inbox is usually an item that like requires attention. I don't like to like leave emails that don't require an action. Like, I just delete those. So I need to clear out my email, and then I want to do those journal prompts as well as edit for my video I'm going to post tomorrow. But I think that's my plan for today. And that actually brings me to a great point point. My VIP group program that I am launching in a few weeks. Actually, I might be launching it now when you're watching this video. I'm not sure of the time frame, but one of the outcomes of that program is creating what I call an authentic affirmation, which in a nutshell is basically the concept I was just talking about, like having a written thing to read back on when you're doubting yourself in the future or doubting the decision you made. A affirmation that you can read over that really speaks to you and embodies why you're making a drastic decision, such as leaving your 9-to-5 job, which by the way doesn't need to be so drastic. Everyone makes it out to be this like super dramatic thing when it really doesn't need to be. But that's a very basic description of the authentic affirmation, and it's something that we would create together in the group program. So if you are interested, make sure to check out the link in my description and probably in a pinned comment on this video. I am super excited to start working with you guys and get you all to a place where you feel so much more at peace with your life and you're not constantly dreading waking up in the morning, because that is such a draining way to live your life and I would not wish that on anyone. Anyways, I am going to start getting to work now. I don't need to feed Lainey this morning because she already was fed before her owners left. So I am going to just hang out with her and work on my stuff, and I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. Hey guys, I got home and got very distracted FaceTiming my friend for a while, but I made this vegetable soup really quick. That's a super easy recipe that I like making for like kind of meal prepping for lunches. And then I went to go to Safeway to get a loaf of bread and the power literally went out while I was in there and it all went pitch black and it was literally terrifying, but I got out alive, but I couldn't buy my bread or any of the other stuff I was gonna get. Anyways, I came home and I ate my soup without my bread, and then now I'm making some of that bubble tea that I made homemade, so I wanted to show you guys that really quick because I'm very proud of it and I wanted to show off my work. Right now I'm just boiling the boba, and I don't know if you can see it, but that is what it looks like while it boils, and the water's all purple from it. I guess it's more like blue. The water's like bluish, but you have to like simmer it for like 20 minutes and then I turn off the heat and I let it like steam with the lid still closed for another 15 minutes. So I'm gonna do that now, let that steam, and I really need to get back to work because it's already 2:30 and I've like not done any of the stuff I wanted to do. I started working on the journal prompts, but I ran out of time, so I had to come home before I finished them. So I'm gonna finish those now, and then I started going through my emails as well. I've actually done pretty good with my emails. I've almost got my email whittled down to 0. I'm gonna finish up that, do the journal prompts, and then I'll check in with you guys and kind of talk through the journal prompts and what I wrote out if you're interested. And then I will finish the rest of my day by just editing the video that needs to go up tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. I am hanging over here with Lainey. Yesterday ended up being a whirlwind. I got on the phone with someone that I hadn't talked to in a really long time, and we talked for a while, and then I rushed home and like ate dinner with Oliver, and then it was like super late, so I just went to bed. But I have a pretty busy day today, so I'm probably just gonna check in. I finished one of the journal prompts, and I'm gonna like pause and not do any more of the different journal prompts I wanted to do until like a few weeks from now, because I want to like implement what I've kind of planned out from that one. So I did want to touch base with you guys about that and go over it. But today I have cat sitting this morning, then I have a meet and greet with a potential job that I would be doing later this month in like an hour, so I gotta head over there. Then after that, I gotta head home. I'm gonna eat lunch really quick. Then I'm going on a walk with Lauren. After that, I'm meeting Kim to finally go to the library in our neighborhood. After that, I have to come back here. I'm gonna watch Lainey for a longer time this evening because this morning I can only stay for like an hour and a half because I have that meet and greet later. And yeah, so it's kind of a crazy day and I need to get a video up today as well. And I wasn't planning on talking on the phone last night for so long, so I was gonna edit last night when I was here and I ended up not editing at all. So I need to get this video out. I started editing it a few days ago, so hopefully it doesn't take me too long, but I pretty much have like an hour now to edit, and then I'll have maybe like an hour while I'm eating my lunch when I get home, and then I'll have the time at the library. But I'm trying to get the video up by 4 p.m. because that's like the ideal time for me to post on Thursdays. But before I did that, I wanted to touch base with you guys again because I told you I would tell you about my journal prompt. So I'm going to pull that up on my phone and I will pull it up right here for you guys so you can kind of see what I'm looking at. Basically, this is my notes that I took as well as like my responses to the journal prompt questions from this video by Catherine Manning. I'll link it down below. I've linked it in a previous video when I talked about it before, but I highly suggest it if you are trying to work to kind of figure out your life and design your life how you want it. But the main thing I would say that I took from this video was I have a very bad habit with my own life to complain or, you know, be in a bad mood and then not really know what's actually causing it. And I think it's just from years and years of pushing away what's bothering me and like what's going on with me and just focusing on everyone around me and everybody else. So basically I've been really working for the past like 6 months, especially since I quit my job, to really listen to myself and pay attention to what I want and what I'm thinking about each day and how I'm feeling, because I have a history of not being very good at it. My husband, Oliver, he has a really good habit of whenever I say like something's wrong or I'm not like feeling it, he'll always ask me like, well, what's the issue? And a lot of times I'm just like, I don't know, I'm having a bad day, or like I'm not feeling it today or whatever. And it made me realize that sometimes I can go way too heavy into my emotions without actually understanding why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. So point is, one of the things I really liked from this journal prompt was step 2, which says make a list of things you would like to work on or things you're unhappy with. So I really liked that concept. It sounds super basic, but again, like I just wasn't even able to answer most of the time what the issue was. And the main reason for that, I think too, is that when I was in my job, the main issue was just my job. It was always my job, I don't like my job. So basically step 1 is accept that something needs to change. Then step 2 is, like I said, making a list of the things you're unhappy with. So I went through a few different categories and listed some things that I would like to work on or change. Basically for my mindset, I want to be more optimistic, carefree, no more living in fear, peaceful, and believe in myself more. I used to be someone who literally was very peaceful and very optimistic, and I usually was never negative unless I was having like a terrible day. And this past like year and a half, probably because of the state of the world and everything, I definitely have gotten a lot more negative and pessimistic. So I kind of want to go back to my roots with that one and just be a little bit more carefree with my thoughts and the way I live. My career, so I would love in the future to only cat sit the cats that I really love or my favorite clients and not be constantly taking on new jobs. And I think whatever happens, I'm going to get to a point where if I have enough consistent clients, like I won't need to be taking on new ones. But eventually I would like to just more do this for fun and not like as a way to sustain myself, because I love doing this, but I don't want to have to feel like I need to be watching a cat every single day, you know? Making income for my business that matches the lifestyle I want, which I still need to kind of figure out what that lifestyle looks like. And a big component of that is where we live in the future. But the thing about that, which you'll see later in this, is, you know, Oliver's going to med school in less than 2 years now, and we have no idea where he's going to get into med school. So until we know, there's really no way to know what the cost of living is going to be like there. But I also just want to think about like what lifestyle I want. Like, when do I want to buy a house? Like, how big of a house do I want? Like things like that I can at least do like an average or an estimate to kind of start planning that out. But that concept was actually in another journal prompt video video that I'm gonna do in like a few weeks. So for now, I'm not really worrying about that, and I'm more just worrying about making ends meet. I want to have no need to Instacart shop anymore. Eventually have no need to one-on-one coach just to make it financially. Just basically be able to take on only the clients I really want to take on. And basically the reason for this is when you are doing a lot of one-on-one clients, you really are trading time for money. And it gets to a point where like, I don't want to be seeing so many clients that I'm constantly just busy. You know what I mean? Like I would like to see a select few clients at a time, but right now I have to trade time for money because that's where I'm at in my business and my life. As long as I feel like someone's a good fit, I'm going to coach them and I'm totally willing to work with them. Whereas in the future, even if someone's a good fit, like I might only want to work with 2 clients at a time. So that's kind of what I mean by that. So living situation, own a house in a city that isn't as crazy as DC, somewhere more calm, close to people I love, in a safe location with a yard that has outdoor seating, a duplex with ability to rent half of it out, historic home with ability to renovate and decorate. And then I kind of talk about the amount of space, basically just more space, at least 2 bedrooms, maybe even 3 if we can afford it, depending on where it is. So I can have a full office and then we can have a half office / guest room and then also our bedroom. Whereas like right now, my office space is just in the living room and Oliver has like the half office, half guest room. So people around me, this is a really important one for me. I have really not tried to put any roots down here in DC, and I could make like a whole separate video about that. But the reason is just because I have known for a while that this just wasn't my forever home. And I knew that at some point Oliver was going to go to med school and we were going to have to move, even if I had stayed in my 9-to-5 job. So because of that, I just felt very hesitant to meet people and like get too close to people because I didn't want to have to leave and then like have more long distance friends, because I have so many long distance friends and I just didn't want to have more. If that makes any sense. But what I've recently realized is, as much as I don't want to make more long distance friends, I need to make in-person friends. I can't just put that off and have all of these relationships that are virtual because it's really draining for me. I don't want to talk on the phone like 4 hours a day. Like my only friend that I have in DC that I'm really close with is Kim, who's from my hometown back in Florida. And I am like so grateful that she's here. Like I cannot imagine what it would be like without her here, because she's the one person that I just hang out with actually in person pretty consistently. Basically, I just want to be around more people physically in person that are near me, that share my values, that are non-judgmental, and have like an entrepreneurial spirit. That's a big piece of it. And that's kind of what I'm missing in most of my friendships right now, just because a lot of my friends aren't where I am currently. They're either like in a 9-to-5 job or they're still in school or college, because I'm kind of in like that transition period. And like even Oliver, obviously, like he's working right now, but like he's going back to med school. Like he's just in a different mindset and he totally listens to all of my rants about my business and everything. But at the end of the day, like he can really only listen and like provide feedback where it really fits. So I would like to surround myself with more people who are kind of doing the same thing as me. Because right now, Cindy, which I talked about her channel before, but I lived with her in college for a while. So if you watched back when I was like still in Florida, then you would have seen her, and she also like helped me move up here and stuff. But she has a YouTube channel as well, and she's living in South Korea. So we talk like once a week or once every other week, but we're obviously on like a 13-hour time difference. So it's really hard to like find times that work. And when we do talk, it's like, okay, let's talk for like 3 hours and then I'll talk to you again in 2 weeks or whatever. So we'll talk a lot about like YouTube and stuff, which is nice to have someone who I can talk to about it. But I would like to have someone in person. That would be really, really nice. And then I want to have the ability to travel to visit my best friends more often so I can still see them in person even if I don't live near them. Again, like I said, I just have so many long distance best friends. Like all of my best friends are long distance. Kaylee lives like only 2.5 hours from me in terms of driving now, which I've lived long distance from Kaylee like my entire life pretty much. I have to take a train to go see her, which costs money, of course. So if I had more funds to be able to see my friends, that would just be awesome, because I'm sure all of you know, like it's hard to go travel and see everyone, you know? So my hobbies. So I want to spend more time doing things that I love and that challenge me. Basically, I want to play piano more, read more, do more puzzles, play video games with Oliver, do something active. I'm not sure what that looks like yet. Oliver did sailing for years growing up, and I went sailing with him some my senior year of high school, and I really, really liked it. Not that like I'm really good at doing it. Silks is something I tried in college that I really liked, but then I just really didn't have the money to afford continuing that hobby. hobby, so I quit. But I think that would be a really fun thing to do. Going to the gym with Oliver at a really nice gym instead of like just these like whatever gyms that are in my apartment, because they're usually really small. And Oliver's already outgrown our gym. And a really nice gym to me is like literally Planet Fitness, so nothing like extreme or extravagant. Thrifting and curating a vintage wardrobe with pieces I love and feel comfortable in. I've been so in a rut with like my clothing and just like actually putting myself together, and I realize how much that like affects my mood too. I mean, you know, everyone says like get ready in the morning, like don't wear your PJs all day. Not that like this is PJs, but like it's just loungewear, you know what I mean? So that's something I want to work on. And then be able to afford HelloFresh or be sponsored by them in the future. That'd be pretty cool. So I don't always have to stress about cooking and can continue to cook for enjoyment and not obligation. I love cooking and I love baking, but when I'm like obligated to do it, it can get to be too much. Like I need to cook like every other day or even every day to keep up with it. So that would be really great to be able to like supplement in HelloFresh every once in a while. And then be able to afford all organic foods and natural products. So envisioning your dream life, that's part of like the lavender exercise for that other video I want to work on. Shifting my mindset, stop stressing about things you can't change. So where Oliver will go to medical school, so where we'll live in the future, etc. The inner circle that supports the direction you want to go. That's again like finding people around me that have like a similar want in life and like what they're working towards. Setting boundaries is an important one. Basically, I want to say no to plans that aren't made at least a week in advance unless I really want to go, because when things are made last minute, it stresses me out, and only go to things that I actually want to go to, etc. And then only have alcohol once per week because it really affects my sleep. I'm adjusting my morning routine, which I have like a little idea here, but I'll talk more about it later, as well as doing more things that bring me joy and doing weekly and monthly rituals. You can like read it on the screen, but I'm going to update you guys about that stuff later because I want to work on it in the future. Then those are a few books that Catherine suggested that I just had taken notes on. And then making sacrifices. So setting an income goal and being determined to meet it each month. I would have already talked about this in my financial updates video, so make sure you check that out if you're curious. And figure out must-do activities during my business, figure out how long they take. That's also part of another journal prompt exercise that I'm working on in the future. Set time to work on expansive activities for brand and business, same thing, other video. And then start actually waking up early and getting work done, which like goes with the morning routine. So that's pretty much it. That's the gist of that exercise. I actually really learned a lot from that, and it helped just solidify a lot of things for me. So thanks for listening. If you were curious about that, that's kind of where my mind's at right now. I'm going to edit because my camera is about to die and I have to leave in like 40 minutes to go to this other meet and greet. So I'm gonna go edit as long as I can and then head back home. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna just end the video here and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.